Well, welcome everybody to the pre-week Clicks to Customers Marketing Bootcamp. Hey, I'm very excited to really kick this off, and I wanted to do a pre-week webinar first of all because I just wanted to get the ball rolling, get everybody introduced to the membership page and kind of how it's going to work, and just kind of get that going. I know most of you aren't able to make the live webinar because it's kind of last minute, and I know we don't officially start till next Thursday, but I still wanted to have this and I thought it was important. Today, it's going to be real short. I'm not going to take a ton of time. I just want to share a couple things in preparation for the boot camp coming up starting next week with the official first lesson. First of all, I just want to give a quick overview of what we're going to look at, like a 10,000 foot view of what's going to happen. All right, so what I did is I have divided the lessons up into two major ideas, okay? So number one, the first thing that we're going to look at, and that's the first 3 weeks, is we're going to look at how to build a distribution list. In other words, a list full of qualified leads and buyers. This is foundational to any marketing that any business does. If you don't have a distribution list, you will have a tough time scaling and growing your business. A distribution list is like building a money printing machine, and whenever you need extra money, you can just go to this list and you can generate more and more money through this list. So it's foundational to everything that we're doing. And some of you may be collecting names, some of you may be doing it, some of you may not. If you're not, this is what I want to teach you how to do it. If you are doing it, I'm going to teach you how to do it better, or there is a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. I see a lot of companies who are doing it the wrong way, and it's not nearly effective if you're just getting leads. That's why when I say this, I talk about getting qualified leads. That's what you need, not just any lead will do. They have to be qualified. They have to be somebody who's interested in your product or service. Some companies will just grab leads just to get them, and people really don't care about their product and service. So I want to teach you how to do this the right way. So that's the first section, all right? The first 3 weeks, I'm going to teach you different pieces of that. The second 3 weeks is going to be all about automation, okay? I'm going to teach you how to automate your marketing so that you can spend your time on things that are helping grow your business. Automation is so key to any marketing, and so many businesses miss that as well. Automation is like hiring your best salesman that will work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long, and never takes a break. That's what automation will do for you. And I want to teach you how to create that, how to use the tools that are out there today to be able to automate your marketing. And so the next 3 weeks are going to be building that automation. The first 3 weeks is building how we're going to create and build that distribution list. And then we're going to talk about how to automate that whole system. And then when you get done, you will have yourself a strong marketing system that's going to continue to bring in leads, continue to bring in more and more money, and grow your business the whole time. So that's what we want to go through, all right? The second thing that I just want to mention today is I ask for you guys to understand, I understand that this marketing boot camp I offered for free. And a lot of you guys signed up and wanted to learn this information. But I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking that because it's free, it doesn't have a lot of value. This is something that next time I run through this, I am going to charge for it. I wanted to offer it free to Helena and to you guys first, to really get a chance to help you guys and grow this business, because this is the first time I put all this information together into one training campaign. I've been teaching this stuff for a long time, but this is the first time I've ever put it together. And so I don't want you to mistake just because it was free that it doesn't have a lot of value. If you go all in to this, you will have a huge, dramatic shift in your business and in your life. And I honestly believe that. I wouldn't be doing this, I wouldn't be saying that I wouldn't be dedicating so much of my life to this if I didn't believe that. You know, some of you may have heard me say this in my previous videos or some of the emails that I've sent out, but I have a passion. I have a passion for helping other businesses share their passion with the world. That's why I got into marketing. I love it, and I want to be able to help every business grow bigger than they ever thought possible. And so I am a student of marketing, and I focus on all of the experts out there, and I find the best ways to market and grow your business. So I put everything I have into this. So I ask, if you put your all in, if you give yourself to this, and I know that it's going to take time and it's going to feel overwhelming, and you're going to think, well, I've got so many other things to do. I don't have time to do this. I want you to take time. And so that's what I want you to do is I want you to find time to work on this. All right. And I designed this knowing that you're really busy. So I'm not trying to take up hours and hours of every single day. Once a week, I'm going to just play a video. And like I said, if you can come to the live ones, that's amazing. That's the best thing you can do. And on a side note, at the end of this, I'm going to ask you guys to email me, or otherwise I have a fill-out form on the welcome tab of the menu of the members area that ask a few questions. And one of those questions is, what is the best time for you to make the live webinar? So that's a little side note. So if you get a chance, fill out that question form under the welcome tab and let me know. There's a few other questions on there just to get to know your businesses a little bit better. But to get a chance to fill that out and let me know what time is best for everybody. And I will take the best time I can and I'll just run it at that time so that as many of you can make it to the live webinar as possible. But if you can't make it, of course, I'm recording it. You go to the members area and you'll be able to watch it on your own time. But I want to keep these videos. They're going to be short and to the point. All right, I'm going to keep them. There might be a couple that'll go. The longest they'll go is maybe an hour, but most of them I'm going to try to keep the 30 minutes to 45 minutes, no longer than that. I'm really going to stick to the key points and the key concepts that I want you to learn, but I'm going to give you, I don't want to say homework because homework's a terrible word. I'll call it a mission, right? I'm going to give you a mission to do throughout that week. And what I would suggest is that you just figure out in your week, 3 separate times of your week that you might be able to dedicate at least an hour or two to work on this and work on those missions that I'll give you. Not every week's going to take 3 hours of missions. Some are going to be quick. Like this week, I just have a quick, easy one for you to guys. And one of them is finding those 3 times that you could dedicate to, so that if you miss one, you could go to the next one and use that one, because I know you guys have a busy schedule. So I'm not gonna take up a ton of your time, but these concepts, you need to work on them, and you'll need to be able to apply them to your business. What I tell everybody whenever I'm working with them on this system, and this is what I call the tower marketing system, all right? This will make more sense as we go on, but I'm gonna build a marketing tower for you. But everybody who does this, I tell them that the tower marketing system is a science. Okay, so what I mean by that is that it just like in science, right? You study, you work how something works, you figure out how it works, and every single time it's going to work the same way. That's how science works. It always works pretty much the same way when you add the right elements and you have yourself a conclusion. You do this, and this is going to happen. That's the science of this. But there's also an art to it. So the structure of this, the scientist, it's going to work for every single type of business, but there is art as well. And art means you have to apply your business to this system, and it takes some creative thinking where you're going to have to think outside the box and come up with some different ideas. That's one big thing I'm going to ask you guys, is to think outside the box of what you're normally thinking and come up with ideas that you never thought about before, and be able to apply them. And there's an art to this, and then you take that art and you put it into the science, and then you've got something that's growing for you and working really, really well. And so I want you guys to find that time. All right. And I know that you're busy and it's hard to find that time. I'm reminded of, I love history. I wish I could study history more than I do. But this reminds me of this movie. Well, it's not a movie, but in World War II, I saw the movie. It's a great movie called The Intimidation Game. Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. All right, and what that is about, it's about during World War II, the British hired the top mathematicians in the world to come and do one job, and that is to break the Nazi codes that they were sending out every single day. And their job was to do that. And there was one guy, and I apologize if I get his name wrong, I'm trying to remember right, but I believe his name was Alan Turing. And he was one of the top mathematicians in the world. And what he did, everybody else was in the room and they were all trying to crack the code. The problem was they would spend 12, 14, maybe 16 hours a day trying to crack these codes. And if on the off chance, the almost impossible task, they did crack a code, that was just one code. Then the next day they would have to do it all over again. So Alan was in another room and he was building a machine. And he got a lot of flack for it, a hard time building this. Everybody was like, why are you in there wasting your time not helping us? Your time is going to be spent helping us trying to crack some of these codes, but you're in there building this machine. But Alan knew what he was doing. And even though he almost didn't get a chance to finish it, they almost kicked him out and didn't let him do it, but he was able to finish the Enigma machine. And what this did was this cracked every single code the Nazis sent every single day automatically. And it helped win the war. What I want to do with you guys is I want to build a marketing Enigma machine. It is going to take some upfront work. It's going to take some time that you'll have to put aside to build it. But once you build it, it is done and it's going to continue to work for you day in, day out, 7 days a week. And it's going to make you money. And that's what I want to build for you. That's what the Tower Marketing is. It's a marketing Enigma machine that automates your sales and grows your business. But work has to be done up front. And so that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. Stick through this, work through this. I'm making myself available to you guys to do that. I want to help as much as I can. So that's why I'm having the marketing mornings. If you've seen it, if you heard about it, if you haven't yet, that's totally fine. Every Tuesday morning after our class. So next Tuesday, after this one, next Tuesday, I'm going to be at Scenic Brew at 7:30 in the morning. And you can come, and really this first meeting, if you come to this first Tuesday meeting, all that it's going to be is I'm gonna ask you about your business, kind of get an idea of where you're at right now, and just share with you some ideas, some things, get you to start thinking towards what I'm talking about here, and start giving you some of these ideas and helping you on your way. So if you want to share with me some of your struggles, some of the marketing you're doing now, I'll be able to help you with some ideas and thinking a little bit differently about your marketing. So I'm doing the marketing morning to give you guys that opportunity to be able to ask specific questions. I'm also if you look on that welcome thing, there's also a link there to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me. I have some time set aside, and they might fill up, but right now I just have some time set aside where you can schedule that time with me. And whether it be 30 minutes, an hour, we can do it through Zoom, in person, whatever it is, but you can talk to me personally about whatever we're working on that week. I can help you build that. So I just want to make myself as available as I possibly can to help you guys build this, because it is different than anything you've done before. All right. So the last thing that I just want to talk about here is I just want to set some groundwork, right? I got a lot of this next idea. The next part is, what is your time worth? Okay. And asking yourself the question, the who, not the how. A lot of these ideas I got from a book I had read several years ago. I actually reread it recently. A great book. If you've never heard of it or never seen it, it's called The 4-Hour Workweek with Tim Ferriss. This book is amazing. And so if you guys haven't had a chance, if you've never seen it, I would recommend. I actually have it in the resource section of the pre-week. You can buy the book off Amazon, but it's a great book. It's a great read, but some of these ideas I got from Tim Ferriss, and I just want to share them with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you here. I'm going to kind of go to my whiteboard. All right. And just want to talk to you guys about something. Okay. So the who, not the how. So a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, I'm included, right? You have your business owner or entrepreneur or both, and what they have is a vision, right? They have a vision. This is what they're trying to accomplish. They have this idea of what they want to do because they have a passion for a product or service that they created. And what happens a lot of times, and this has happened to me, it still happens to me, and I'm still working through it, is they start to work towards their vision and then they get stopped because there's something that they have to do that they don't know how to do. And they're not sure how to do it. And what happens is they ask themselves this question, how? Right? They ask themselves, how do I do it? And what ends up happening is they end up falling down here into this procrastination, into this hole that I want to say, procrastination, right? And they fall down here because they don't know how to do something and they have to try to figure it out. And so sometimes you get stuck, sometimes for weeks, months, maybe even years, not knowing how to get past something to get towards their vision. And a lot of times, maybe they'll even crawl their way out or they'll figure it out. It might take, like I said, a very long time. And then they start going along again towards their vision. And then all of a sudden, very shortly after that, something else hits, right? And then they ask the question, how? How do I do that? And then they fall back down here. And it may very slowly and sometimes never get to their vision. What I would encourage everybody to do is change their thinking. Instead of asking who, or instead of asking how, you want to ask just that. You want to ask who. Who can do this for me? This world is full of people that are amazing at specific things. It's full of niches, people who are awesome graphic designers, content writers, editors, any type of things, copywriters. There's people out there that are amazing at these things. So if you are trying to do something, I would encourage you, even with this, I'm going to give you guys a ton of concepts and I'm going to show you how to create this marketing machine that is going to grow your business. But I am not going to ask you to do everything yourself because you're not going to be able to do that. I liken it to just like a contractor, right? If you have a contractor, right, and you say, hey, Mr. Contractor, I want you to build me a house. And you have a little house here, nice little house that you want them to build. You hire this contractor. What is this contractor going to do? Well, I'll tell you what he's not going to do, right? He's not going to go get a shovel, go to your land, and then dig out your foundation, and then go get a cement truck, drive over there and lay the cement, and then go get all the wood and start putting up the walls and putting up the... He's not going to do that, right? He would never get a house done if he did all the work himself. What does he do? He hires contractors. And he hires electricians, and he hires plumbers, and he hires experts in every single area to do every piece. He hires architects, right? Architects, that's what I'm trying to say. Architects. But he hires every single one of them to do the job that needs to be done. And what is he doing? He's outsourcing, right? Outsourcing. Anyway, that's what that says, outsourcing. He's outsourcing all of the jobs to get that done for you. But he doesn't do it. I know nothing about building. I know zero. I tried to build some stairs to my deck the other day, and you should see it. It's not pretty, right? I do not have a building bone in my body, but I guarantee you, if I wanted to, I could start my own successful contracting business overnight, because I know electricians, I know plumbers, I know builders, I know who can lay the trusses, who can lay the foundation, who can do the electricity. I know enough people in town who are great at these things that I could actually start my own contracting business and probably be successful without ever picking up a hammer if I really wanted to. Now, I don't have a passion for that. I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it, but I could, because we have so many resources out there to be able to do that. And so that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. So what I need you to do, and this is good for this marketing, I'm going to focus on marketing, but this is good for your business if you're not already. This is good for life. And there's 3 things you need to look at within your marketing and within your business. Okay. The first thing you need to ask the question is, what are your strengths? What are you good at? What are your strengths? And you need to constantly ask yourself, is what I am doing right now making me money? That's what you need to ask. Is this the best way? Is this the most productive way that's going to make me more money? Or is it simply unimportant, unurgent task that I am working on that does not going to help me at all? And you've got to constantly ask yourself this question. Is checking emails 10 times a day going to help me make money? No, get rid of it, right? Is whatever those tasks are, you need to ask yourself, is this making me money? Is this the most efficient way? And does it match my strengths to be able to do this? If the answer to those questions are no, then you go to the one or two other ideas that you would do. If it's a mundane task that takes no critical thinking, then automate it. Figure out a way. And there's, like I said, there's so much technology out there. You can automate so many different things. Figure out a way to automate that. And once you do that, you just let it handle itself, or eliminate it altogether if you don't need it. I eliminate emails. I get emails every single day. And yes, there's important emails, but I eliminate emails to just once a day. I check my emails. And sometimes it's once every other day. I make sure I don't waste my time getting into emails and reading everything, because most things, when they sound urgent, aren't really that urgent. So you can automate it. The last part is, like our contractor friend here, you want to either outsource it if it's something that is your weakness, or it's something that can be done, take some critical thinking, but you're not good at. You can outsource it, or if you have employees, or if you want to hire somebody, you hire someone who that is their strength, and you have them do it for you. And so that is the three things that you can look at. And if you can outsource and you can automate, and you only focus on your strengths and what makes you money, that's the biggest thing that Tim Ferriss talks about in that 4-hour work week. It's not so much getting yourself down to just working 4 hours a week. It's about 10 times productivity, 10xing your productivity in your business. There's a story that I heard about a couple years ago about a guy, and he was walking down a path in a big fishing stream where a lot of people were fishing. And he goes down, and he's a little bored, and he decides he goes down to the first guy, and he just starts talking with him. And he says, "Well, how's the fishing today?" And he looks, and the guy's caught about two or three fish. And he goes, "Hey, it's going okay." He goes, "How long you been here?" "I've been here about 2 hours, and I've caught a couple fish, so things are going all right." And he goes, "Great." He goes to the next guy. Next guy's got the same amount of another fish, 2 or 3. And goes, "Oh, how long you been fishing today?" "Oh, I've been fishing for a couple hours as well." And he's like, "I'm doing okay. I got a couple fish." And then he walks down to the third guy. And this guy has got, he's got 10 to 15 fish just piled up, filled up. He's got all these fish. And he goes, "Man, you are doing awesome. You must have been fishing here all night." And he goes, "No." He goes, "How long you been fishing?" "Only for like an hour and a half." He's like, "How come you're in the exact same area? They've only caught 2 or 3, but you've caught 15 fish. How are you doing this?" And the guy looked at me and he goes, "It's simple. I've got more poles in the water." And so he has set up 10 poles, all catching fish for him. And he's getting 10 times as many fish as anybody else. And I know that seems like an obvious story, but so many times, and I'm so guilty of this, we are so guilty of trying to do so many things on our own that we forget what is important. And we have so much technology. So I want to share with you a couple of resources that I use to keep me just focused on what makes me money. I'm really strong at teaching. I'm really strong at building landing pages and copywriting. Those are the things that I'm good at, that I love. And so that's what I focus on. But I want to share with you guys a couple things here. Let's go back to sharing my screen here. Oh, actually, I'm already sharing my screen. All right. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to take you to a couple places real quick, and this is on that first week. This is on the sorry, this is on lesson 1. You'll be able to find these under resources. But here we go. You can go to Fiverr. Fiverr.com is an amazing place to find as many resources as you can. These guys have graphic designers. Look at all this different types of graphic design, architecture, interior design, Photoshop editing, banner ads, tattoo design, anything you can think of, digital marketing, writing and translation, video animation, music, tech stuff, business. I mean, there's so many different things. And these are just people all over the world who specialize in specific things that you can hire them to do that. I've hired people on Fiverr to do research. I've hired people to do telemarketing for me. I've hired people to do some video editing for me. And sometimes you get people that don't work, that just doesn't work that well. So you got to do a little research. But you got guys who can do. So I've had people write headlines for me and done a really, really good job and saved myself a ton of time. Another place that you can go to is called Upwork. And this one is very similar, but these are more freelancers. And how come it is? Let me just log in real quick. This one is freelancers, and they can do a lot of the same things, sometimes at a little bit higher level than the Fiverr. Let me get in there real quick. And I've used guys for this one as well as editing. But yeah, you look at jobs, and you can look at all different jobs, or you find freelancers. And well, that's my freelancers. But yeah, you can find different types of jobs of people that you want to do. And customer service, admin support. You can hire people to do virtual assistant for you and do all those mundane jobs that you don't have time to do. And so Upwork is a great place to do that. One last place that I want to share with you, this isn't people who do it for you, but this is an easy way. If you're not great at graphic design, but you need to create something real quick, you can go to Canva, and you can create any type of things. You go to create a design, or you go to templates, right? And you have posters, presentations, logos that you can make, cards, infographics. If you want to spend a little time, you can do this, and you can create almost anything that you want. I created a business card for my daughter in babysitting on this thing, and it was so easy to do. I just took a design and selected one, and then they have pictures on there. Otherwise, you can get pictures from other places. They have different templates that you can use, that you can work off of. You can put on there and just create whatever you want to do, change the words, and do whatever you want. I can't type, but anyway, you can do whatever you want on there. So Canva is a great tool on there to use. So these are a couple tools. I'm going to give you guys tons more tools and tons more resources as we go on. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I just want to give you a couple basics that you can look at and start fishing through. So your mission this week, right, if you choose to accept it, is number one, find 3 hours in a week that you can dedicate to working on this stuff. All right, just write it down, whatever hours. Maybe it's earlier in the morning before your day normally starts. Maybe it's something that you do like watching Netflix or whatever before you go to bed, and maybe you can replace that, which is unimportant, unurgent, to do this. Maybe it's staying up a little bit later after. For me, it's like after the kids go to bed, I'll sit down and I'll do some work then. In other trainings, I've done trainings like this before with other people, and I got up early in the morning, and that's when I worked the best and think the best. I got up an hour earlier, and I just went through it, and I got a lot out of it. So if you need to do that, do that. So yeah, find those 3 times in a day in the week that you can dedicate to working towards this, okay? And number 2, calculate what your time is worth. Figure out what that is. And I have a little thing that you can do there when you think about, like in marketing, I specifically think about marketing, how much time it takes to do specific marketing tasks. If that's not your strength, put in how much time you are spending on something. If your time is worth $100 an hour and it takes you 10 hours to do a product, and then you're paying yourself $1,000, you're paying $1,000 in time, right, to do something that somebody else could have done for you for like $300, and you get focused on what's important. So I have a little worksheet there for you to kind of think about, fill out, just think about what your time is worth, And as we go through this, I'm going to help you guys with what you're good at and what you can focus on and what you can outsource as well. So that's the last things I want to talk about. Just give you some closing thoughts. Like I talked about earlier, reminder, there's a questionnaire. If you can fill that out under the welcome thing, it'll take 2 minutes. That'd be super helpful to me. And then join the Facebook, right? I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go to Facebook right now. And if you go to Facebook and let's go groups, I created the Tower Marketing group. And if you guys could just join that group, this will grow and grow as time goes on. But this is going to be a resource for you. This is a way to ask me questions. Here's the Facebook right here. Just hit, it says join, but for you, just hit join. I'll put more and more resources up on there. And as I do this, I'm going to continue to run this class throughout the next few years. And I'm going to get more and more people here. And it's a good place. It's a good resource for you to be able to go ask questions to other business owners, other people, what they're struggling with. Ask me. I'm here to help. Anything that you want to post, anything that you want to share or need advice on, or even give advice, you can use this as that platform. I know there's not a lot of people on here now, but it's going to grow and it's going to be worth it. So take 2 seconds, just go on to the Tower Marketing group and just hit join. So that's all I got for you guys today. And just want to say thank you again. And we'll kick it off next week. We're going to start talking about building a distribution list, what that looks like, and really, really start to dig in. So, hey, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to talk to you soon. All right, thanks. Bye.